Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about your favorite topic, which is prolapse. Okay, so lots of different types of prolapses, all common in menopause. Women don't talk about this in general. Even with their friends, they often don't talk about it. It is extremely common. I have treated patients for every type of prolapse you're going to see here. So here's a normal, healthy pubic area. Here is a rectocele where the rectum is pressing into this back vaginal wall and is causing discomfort generally, but it will also eventually cause very significant problems. Here again is another picture of a rectocele. So here, the rectum, you see, should be up here. There should be a nice thick wall between the vagina and the rectum. And here you see that the wall has gotten pretty much disappeared, right, from the pressure there. This is even more common in women who have either strained a lot, been constipated, or have waited too long to have bowel movements as a habit. Here's a picture of a rectocele. So this is looking into the vagina, and that's the rectum pushing up into the vaginal canal. This is a different type of rectocele. Here we see things actually, the intestines actually dropping down. Okay, here's again another one, a vaginal wall prolapse. So this is pressing into here. Here's a cystocele, which cysto refers to the bladder. And so here, rather than the rectocele from the rear, you're getting a cystocele where the bladder actually falls into the vaginal canal and can actually fall out of the vaginal opening. Here we see it again, basically the same thing. Here you can see a normal bladder. Here you see the bladder's distended and is falling and pressing. Here's a fistula, which can often happen eventually. And so this is an opening between the vagina and the rectum. Not pleasant at all, but that can happen at a later time after some of these other problems. Here's some points I'm not going to go over. You can do a surgical repair, hysterectomy if it's the uterus that's falling, surgical mesh they'll often use for the bladder. You can do medical devices such as a pessary, which actually is inserted vaginally and holds everything in place, or you can do hormone replacements. So TCM, we do herbs, acupuncture, again, lifestyle, specific training and education, and we get very good success. Now, we get very good success if we catch it relatively early. Like any patient that I have in their 40s that's had children, I go into great detail questioning about this, because if they treat it in their 40s, they will likely be okay. So there's one classic base formula. It's called Bujong Ichitong, which pulls up central qi. So for any kind of prolapse, this is the basic formula. And then these are some acupuncture points. You can look them up if you want, but this is very effective. So you can do Kegel exercises, which never work. If you're over 20, probably over 15, and you start doing Kegel exercises, they have very little effect, because the wall, the muscular wall, has already gotten too weakened, usually, particularly if you've had children. These are vaginal cones that can be used. You insert these and inflate them and squeeze them with the muscles. This is another pelvic floor lift. This is a Kegel master that you insert. It has a dial here that you dial up different pressure settings and then press against it like a Kegel exercise, but it's much more effective because you have something to press against. You can feel it. And, okay. This is a book, Pelvic Organ Prolapse, which is, I think, well written. This is my favorite low-cost treatment for prolapse, and particularly for incontinence more than prolapse. And so these are two cones. You would have a piece of string hanging out, nylon, and you would insert it vaginally, and then you use the muscles to move it up and down the vaginal canal. As you get stronger, you'd start with the large one, and then you'd put in a small weight, and you keep going up in weight. I've never had a patient get up to the largest weight on the largest size and still have incontinence. But if you want to get even stronger, you go to the smaller one and do the same thing. It is like, you can see prices all over, but I've seen them as low as $30, and it's really effective. So here it's just you're moving it up and down with the musculature. For the first 3 weeks, you'll think I'm a lunatic. It seems absolutely impossible, and then you'll call me and thank me. Here's another one. My uterus fell out. I really just like the title of that one. I've never read the book.